YouTube. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and why this is Samsung's best and worst foldable to date. Ironic, right? Now, as someone who absolutely loves and adores this device, I've been on and off consistently and in love with the Z Fold 6. Obviously, I get my hands on a lot of mobile devices, but I always find my way back to the foldable. I'm going to talk about that, but also I got to talk about my brutally honest takes on the Z Fold 6, as I always will and shall do. Now, this has some of the best foldable software. So hands down, Samsung has created the foldable experience. They have definitely set the standard for that, right? Except for the fact that Samsung has been extremely stubborn about this design. Now, obviously, things are going to change with the Z Fold 7, but 6 iterations of this Z Fold in this build style with this reflective screen, this more rectangular up, this slender front. I don't even know if we want to call this a front, screen or display or regardless, Samsung has been stubborn as far as their foldable design, and the competition crept up and took the foldable market from Samsung. So finally, Samsung has taken it upon themselves to finally listen to what I've been saying for years. Change the design, make this front screen wider and bigger and more closer to a natural design, smartphone, more closer to, well, let's see, the likes of this. You know what I mean? Something similar to this, because this is what the standard is. This is what we're used to, right? Now, that also equals a larger inner panel for us. And you guys saw Samsung, they did a, test run with the, Z Fold Special Edition, which should have just been the Z Fold 6, which is why I say this is the best Z Fold that Samsung has produced, but also the worst design Z Fold. That's subjective, because a lot of people tell me how much they love this design and how much they hope that this design does not change, as they love the one-handability of it. I just think this. The market has spoken as far as market share goes. Everyone wants nice, skinny, larger foldables with bigger battery. Now, of all of the things that I spoke about, one of those things Samsung still hasn't delivered on, or won't be, or I don't know, we have to see. Let's talk about the good things about this thing. I absolutely love the Z Fold 6 design. Like, for what it is and where it has came and how it has evolved over these last 6 iterations of this is by far the best one. The best hinge, the best weight. It's a lot lighter. It's slim. Now, things are supposed to get slimmer, but let's stop talking about that, right? This thing is very well handled. And as you guys can see, I absolutely love this inner screen, this inner panel all the time, especially for social media consumption. Let's go to TikTok real quick. Let's make sure TikTok ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? I got my bro, the poet, right here. And when your TikTok could be this big and take up this much screen real estate, and you can just scroll your timeline like that, yo, that is an experience that I am all for. So when it comes to my go-to social media scrolling, media consumption, video consumption device, it's hands down the Z Fold. This is the best one to do it. Now, the reason why I, pick at the Samsung design that we have stuck to, right, which is this more rectangular upward, is because 16:9 is more like this, which all of the other devices are taller than this and fold that way, if you get what I'm saying. So by Samsung extending this, you'll get closer to that kind of 16:9 ballpark, but it won't be that, right? But scratch all that. You see a Z Fold 6 at a great price, or you're shopping this device and this is the one that you want. The deal is just too good to pass up. You don't care about the Z Fold 7. You don't want the larger foldable. Oh, this is the go-to right here. The software is great. The latest One UI is on here. Now, me personally, I don't use One UI as my main launcher. I use Nova Launcher, as you guys can see. So everyone's always asking me, how do you get your layout like this? I use Nova Launcher. This is the Crayon Icon Pack. And this is a custom, I think, what is it called? KG, I always say it wrong. Hold on, let me look it up really quick. KWGT Pro, right? So I have the KWGT Pro, and then there's a custom widget which comes from, where is it? Where's the custom widget? Trying to put y'all on. Okay, there it is. Okay, so Dusk KWGT, that's where I get this here widget for the date, and it tells you the time, the day, and the battery level right there. So that's how I get this layout. Same thing with the background. The background is from the Crayon Icon pack. So I just put y'all on everything. For the many who love fingerprint sensors and using that as your authentication or your way or your method of unlocking your device, that's also built into this design. Now, what else makes this design great? I was kind of leaning into it just a second ago when I was talking about the screen real estate. This screen is really good. This is that Samsung AMOLED goodness. Samsung makes some of the best displays on smartphones, and you can continue that here. Now, the speakers got better on the Z Fold 6 too. The speakers on the Z Fold 5 are not on the level of the Z Fold 6, which is why I'm speaking as to why this is the best Z Fold in the lineup. I've used the 3, the 4, the 5, and now the 6. Out of all of those Z Folds, the Z Fold 6 is the best. One of the best processor chips with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in here, which is super efficient and super up to date in current technology. More efficient battery, display. Now, let's talk about battery. That could be a pain point for any and everyone. And it may continue to be a pain point even with the larger Z Fold that's coming, because it doesn't seem that battery physically is going to change. Battery life on a foldable, this is how I look at it. In this day and age, if you don't have everything that you need to keep your device going for long hours or extended usage, which I've dropped an accessory video teaching you guys all of those things, like the battery banks that you should have, portable chargers that are GAN chargers that have high wattages, which are gonna charge your devices extremely fast in comparison to the stock ones and whatnot. Well, there are no more stock chargers. You can get a lot of third-party accessories that are gonna make your battery life extend well beyond just the standard stock one, unless you're stuck in a predicament where you can't, but even then, there's no such thing. There are battery banks, there are MagSafe chargers, and then there are high wattage wall chargers. So battery life though, I take it like this. I'll take the trade-off of battery life in comparison to like a S Ultra device right here. I'll take the battery trade-off. This is 5,000 milliamp hours of physical crazy battery life. And if that's what I need or I have to depend on that, this is where I would go, the S25 Ultra. But the trade-off, that is well worth it. For this screen real estate and this user experience, this productivity beast. Listen, doing productive tasks on here, whether that's looking at contracts and documents and business things, signing those things, because you can actually use the S Pen on here if you choose to. But I'm fine without the S Pen on here. I just love the screen real estate and absolutely will continue to use this device consistently due to that, even with the trade-off of battery. Now, another great thing about the Z Fold 6 that I love or I appreciate are the cameras. The cameras deliver. Now, again, I'm big on skin tones, and that's one of my gripes with Samsung, but with the S25 Ultra, Samsung has corrected those skin tones with this software and whatnot. And you know what? I'm wondering, in the Z Fold 6 with the new One UI, which we're gonna test cameras. Matter of fact, let's just go outside right now and test and see if skin tones have been corrected. But I will say this, out of all of the Samsungs that I've had a gripe with, the Z Folds have always consistently given better skin tones. So with that being said, let's go test them. All right, beautiful day, 8K 30 frames per second, auto settings, as you guys can see on the Z Fold 6. Colors tend to look great on this camera. I don't know why, but it just seems that they do fairly good on it. Now, overall camera quality is gonna be up to, these cameras that are on here, but you guys let me know. Now, when it comes to me using pro video mode, I have to crank the shutter speed so crazy in order to get this to work, which when you move around can be jittery, but if you still like this, should be good results. Okay, you guys, Galaxy Z Fold 6 front-facing camera, selfie mode, and it's doing its thing. This is direct sunlight, so there's no excuses. This is the best light for this thing to show its ideal performance. Now, obviously, having the ND filter and kind of softening this light would be, the best, but this is when these cameras shine the most. So if this camera can't deliver here, I don't know what can, but this is an ideal of the front-facing selfie camera. I'm gonna show you guys the rear-facing camera, and then we'll get on with the video here. Rear-facing, 8K 30 frames per second, direct sunlight. Now, the beauty about this device is you can actually see yourself, but I can't see myself if I'm using 8K video recording. So let me switch it down to 4K so I can see myself while I use this device. So like I was saying, the best thing about foldables is I can literally see myself while using the best camera on the device. They're not for everyone, and they may not be as convenient as the traditional smartphone, but I'll take the trade-offs on any day. And this sun is absolutely frying me. Okay, you guys just saw all of the camera, goodness out of the Z Fold 6. Now, my biggest gripe is I want this caliber of camera here. Now, rumors are the Z Fold 7 will deliver on that. So if you feel some kind of way about the camera array that is on the Z Fold 6, you could get in line for the Z Fold 7. I will have you guys covered on that, and links, everything, the whole scoop. I got y'all. So subscribe, turn on the bell for all that. But yeah, the package that is delivered here, I don't take a ton of photos like that. I'm not taking crazy video. Although when I do take a photo and when I do take video on my smartphone, I do expect a certain level of performance. As you guys can see, like from this angle, the biggest thing that's driving me crazy is the reflectiveness of this like plastic coating over the glass. Listen, it's a foldable screen though. Trade-offs, right? Some trade-offs come with, beautiful technology, and this technology, being able to do this, is crazy. So I guess it's a trade-off that I'm willing to accept. Out of all of the Samsung devices that have released to date, this is by far my favorite Samsung device, and that says a lot for the Z Fold 6. Now, the most important category to speak of, we could talk platform, all that crap, is user experience, and that's basically what I'm expressing through my enthusiasm, is how well the user experience has been on the Z Fold 6 for me, which will continue to carry on or continue to keep me as a Z Fold user and gradually or expectedly upgrading into the Z Fold 7. This device, for this design language, because again, it's supposed to change, is the best one they've dropped. I do ding it and give it worse design. I'm just being honest, because I've tried other foldables, I've tried other designs, other layouts. The more like longer this way layout, I think is 100% the way to go when it comes to foldable. I've been saying that for years. Finally, it's coming. But for this design language, again, this is the last hurrah for this, allegedly. This is where you go, Z Fold 6. So if this is the design that you want to be able to one hand and da-da-da-da, which, I mean, listen, you gotta have the S Pen in case if you own that, or one hand, da-da-da-da, boom, you don't mind how slim or narrow this front screen is, you're just all about this, and you like it going in this orientation and not, a wider way that way, Z Fold 6 all day. Hands down, period. I don't even have to make this video any longer. If you are about it, there are links down in the description below. Z Fold 6, boom, get you a Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, because these is going extinct apparently. Or you could do, if you want to get even bigger and beefier, the Galaxy Watch Ultra. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to turn you guys into Samsung Knights, but the Samsung ecosystem is fire this year. Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, look at that. That combo right there, that's my go-to. All right, my name is CJ. I know tech, so you don't have to, even though I know y'all know everything, allegedly.
Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the